Port Charles woke up to another day of secrets, confrontations, and explosive truths. But no one expected the shockwave that would erupt inside the mayor's office. In today's General Hospital recap for November 17, the calm before the storm shattered when Mayor Laura Collins delivered a moment fans will be talking about for weeks. A furious slap that echoed through the halls of City Hall and into the very core of Port Charles, political and criminal landscape. A city on edge. Tension was already running high this morning. The recent string of attacks, mysterious alliances, and buried truths had put everyone in a state of near-constant vigilance. But the person under the most pressure was, without question, Laura Collins. As mayor, she had the responsibility of guiding Port Charles through its darkest moments. As a mother and grandmother, she had the heart of a lioness ready to protect her family at any cost. But as a woman pushed too far. That's where today's drama ignited. The confrontation no one saw coming. Dalton Reed, the man whose shadowy dealings have been creeping deeper into the city, arrived unannounced at Laura's office. He carried himself with the smug confidence of someone who believed he held all the power. And for weeks, it certainly seemed like he did. His hands were in everything: secret deals, forged files, and dangerous alliances that threatened both the Quartermaines and the Cassadines. But what Laura discovered yesterday changed everything. As Dalton stepped into her office with that sly smirk, Laura closed the door behind him and faced him head-on. Her voice was calm at first, the kind of calm that told viewers a storm was brewing inside her. "You lied to this city," she began. "You lied to me." Dalton tried to brush it off, leaning back casually, insisting she was overreacting. He told her she didn't understand the bigger picture. That's when Laura's fury finally broke free. Her hand met his cheek with a sharp crack that stunned even him. It wasn't just a slap. It was justice, anger, and heartbreak wrapped into one perfectly delivered moment. Why Laura snapped. Viewers learned through flashbacks that Laura had discovered a devastating truth. Dalton had been secretly manipulating city records to cover up his involvement in the waterfront explosion. Even worse, Laura found out he had been working with a rogue group that hoped to destabilize the city's power structure, starting with Sonny Corinthos, empire, and branching outward. But the final straw was far more personal. Dalton had targeted one of Laura's own family members, someone he thought was expendable in his grander plans, and that was unforgivable. As Dalton held his cheek, shocked and speechless, Laura delivered one of the most powerful lines she's had in months. "You don't get to threaten my family and walk away." The mayor, the fierce, protective, unstoppable Laura Collins, was officially done playing by the rules. The fallout begins. After the slap, Dalton tried to regain control of the conversation, insisting he would bury Laura if she continued interfering with his plans. But Laura wasn't afraid anymore. She told him she had already handed his forged documents to the district attorney, and the police were preparing to arrest him. Dalton froze. The mask dropped. He realized his carefully constructed world was collapsing. This is General Hospital, though, and nothing is ever that simple. Just as Laura reached for her phone to alert her security team, Dalton lunged forward and grabbed her wrist. Viewers held their breath. For a moment, it seemed like the situation might spiral beyond control. Then the door burst open. Kevin to the rescue. Kevin Collins, who had sensed something was off after Laura quietly left home early, showed up at the perfect moment. He immediately stepped between Laura and Dalton, warning Dalton to leave before things got worse. Dalton snarled that Laura didn't know who she was messing with. Kevin shot back a line worthy of a slow clap. "Oh, we know exactly who you are, and soon the entire city will too." Dalton left, but his threat lingered, and it's clear that this storyline is far from over. Meanwhile in Port Charles, while Laura's confrontation dominated today's episode, other storylines continued simmering. 1. Sonny Corinthos gets a warning. Sonny received intel from Brick that Dalton's people had been spotted near the docks again. When Sonny learned Dalton visited Laura, his protective instincts fired up. "No one goes after Laura," he growled, hinting that he may soon take matters into his own hands. Anna connects the dots. At the PCPD, Anna Devane uncovered a disturbing pattern in Dalton's criminal history. The more she uncovered, the more she realized Dalton wasn't just a corrupt businessman. He was part of a much larger operation. Spencer and Trina face a new threat. Spencer reassured Trina that he'd keep her safe, but viewers know Dalton's network is wide. The couple's romantic moment was interrupted by a mysterious text on Spencer's phone. "You're next." 4. Valentin makes a move. Always strategic, Valentin Cassadine quietly met with an informant who hinted that Dalton's group had ties to someone Valentin once trusted. His expression chilled. "If it's who I think it is," he whispered, "Port Charles isn't ready for what comes next." The ending that leaves fans breathless. Laura ended the episode standing at her office window, staring out over Port Charles. Kevin wrapped an arm around her, offering comfort and strength. She whispered, "This is only the beginning, isn't it?" Kevin replied softly, "Yes, but you're not facing it alone." And just as the episode faded to black, a final shot showed Dalton entering a secret warehouse, where a shadowy figure waited in the dark. The figure stepped forward and said, "She made a big mistake." Dalton responded, "We bring the war to Laura.